Yo, welcome back to the studio.
I'm gonna park.
Guess it wasn't meant to be. I feel like we ain't spoken weeks. How I feel is obsolete. You're the one that's leaving me out to dry. I've lost sight of it all. I try my best, but it's all my fault. Ain't no time to right my wrongs. I'm not meant for this love shit, 'cause I get attached too quick. I can see the stars in your eyes. Unlike me, you're so full of life.
It's been a minute since I made a video in here, partly or mostly because it's summer now, so making videos outside is just more fun than being in here, especially with camera gear and lenses and stuff. You really don't want to be telling people stuff, rather it's best to show you stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, in this box came this lens, the Viltrox 25mm F1.7, which I put on this camera, my Fujifilm X-M5, and I really loved it, so I made a video about it. This video on screen right now, on the top right of your screen, I made that video. People loved it. It was a wonderful, nice reaction. So today I have this. This is the Viltrox. If you look here, it says Viltrox in here. In here is another Viltrox lens, right? I emailed Viltrox and I told them, look, I bought your lens before. Meanwhile, I bought this with my own money, paid for it, wasn't given to me. And I let them know I love their lens, I love their product. Can I please get another one? Use it, make a video about it. And they said yes. So the video that you see in the intro of this video was made with this lens. I am gonna put that in the intro. I haven't made that video that you just watched just yet. I'm gonna make the video later on with this lens in my Fujifilm X-M5, and in the edit I'll put it in front. I know you get what I'm saying, but anyways, let's go ahead and open this up and see what it is. I've got plans to make like a vlog style video for this review and tell you what I think. If I'm going to the gym, I'll take this lens and camera combination with me, and I think it's gonna be a fun few days for me. So I'll be keeping this for 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks should be enough time for me to take as much photos and make as much videos as I can. So the packaging is very similar to what we had with the 35mm. This is the 25mm, this is the 35mm. They look almost identical. Size wise is the same thing, not almost, it's identical except for the text on the body of it. So yeah, go ahead and open this up, peel this off. It says void. Packaging feels like the same thing I saw when I opened the 35mm. A card with a QR code that takes you to a website to download the instruction manual. As you know, most of these electronic products don't come with paper manuals these days. This is a warranty card from Viltrox. This is a carrying case from Viltrox. I am not going to be opening this because I already have another carrying case and I don't really need to open it. This is a little poison for the trolls. Don't eat that. Viltrox certificate in here, and the lens itself. Boom. Box, wonderful stuff. Opening the lens, it looks like the lens that I already have, but this is a 25mm. Look, this is my X-M5. This is my 35mm. This is my 25mm. The reason I like the 25mm is it's very close to a 23mm, which is my favorite focal length on APS-C, which is equivalent to a 35mm on full frame. So this looks like something I will want to buy eventually. I mean, from a physical standpoint, they're pretty much the same. They look very similar to each other. The same 52mm filter thread, the same lens cap. This lens cap would fit on this one. The size of the body is identical. The front element of the lens on the 25mm, it pops out, and the 35mm does not pop out. I don't know if that makes sense, but just a little visual difference. Anyways, let me take this lens out and my Fujifilm X-M5, see what it does in the real world. I'll be back to give you a proper review. It has now been 2 weeks since I've had this Viltrox 25mm F1.7 air lens, and I have used it on my Fujifilm X-M5 and also the Fujifilm X-E5. Like I said before, Viltrox UK did send me this lens. I have to send it back to them. I don't get to keep it. I'm not paid to say this. It's just a review unit. Let the world know what I think about it. And who is this lens for? This is a lens that you would want to get if you take loads of street photography, or if you want to get only one lens for your camera. What I have here is a X mount, which is for Fujifilm. However, this lens is also available for the Sony mount, the E mount, and also the Nikon Z mount. I have always said that a 23mm lens is my favorite focal length, and this 25 is the closest to 23 that you can get. If I found myself in a position where I was asked to keep only one lens for the rest of my life, it would be a 23mm, or in this case, this 25mm. When you're indoors, it works perfectly. If you're outdoors, you might sometimes feel like it's a little too wide, but I would rather have this than have something that doesn't work indoors. It's not all the time that you're out in the streets, because if you're a content creator like myself, or videographer slash photographer, very tight lenses don't really work for video most of the time. Like the 35mm Viltrox 1.7 that I'm recording this video on right now, it is a tight lens relatively. I'm making this video and the camera is far away from me that I can't touch it. If it was a 25mm, I'll be able to just lean and adjust the focus or adjust the angle or whatever the case might be. So what I'm saying is this 25mm focal length would do a better job at recording YouTube videos like this, being closer to you, feeling more like something you would want to see online. The 35mm, sometimes I find it's a little too photographic for video, but that's just my opinion. And also, this lens for someone who does not really have deep pockets. It costs £230 here in the UK. On the Viltrox UK website, you can buy this and it gets delivered in 2 days or less. If you want to get a 25mm focal length and you're looking for the best on the market, you're going to spend at least 3 times this price, because you're going to have to go get something from Sony. I'm not sure if Sony has this focal length. I know they do have a 16 to 55. They've got 50mm for APS-C, but Sony don't make a 23mm for APS-C. And then you would have the next option, which would be a Sigma. So this is my Sigma 23mm f1.4. It costs significantly way more than the Viltrox. And guess what? For this price, what you would expect would be, yes, I'm paying less, so I'm getting less. But contrary to that, the 25mm performs really well. You know, all the time I tell you I don't do technical, clinical tests and reviews. I tell you stuff based off of my experience with it. My experience with this 25mm 1.7 is very, very similar to what I had with the 35mm 1.7 that I'm using right now. The build is metal. It has a plastic lens cap. The lens mount is metal as well. There's a USB-C port on the bottom of the camera where you can update the firmware in due course when there's a firmware update available for it. The lens cover is plastic, and all the lenses I've ever used have plastic lens covers. The lens hoods are always plastic. So with the body bit metal, it is a solid construction. This lens does not feel cheap. The only thing I can tell you is I had the 35mm first, which was the one that I actually bought with my money. This one is a test unit. I'm going to review it. By the time you see this video, this would already probably be returned, because I've used this lens, I think, more than they asked me to keep it for. Anyways, with my 35mm, if you're like me, who actually goes out to the real world to do commercial shoots and shoot for customers and clients, you would know how messy the situation gets. You go out there and you've got to take most, if not all of your lenses, most of your lenses. You've got things like your magic arm, your mini tripod, and all these things just go into backpacks or duffel bags or Pelican cases. One way or the other, your lens will touch with other lenses or other objects. And what I have found with this lens is it's very easy to scratch it. Because it's metal and it's painted black, it is very easy to scratch up the body. My 35mm is pretty scratched, but I tried as much as I could not to scratch the 25mm because I'm returning it and I don't want to return it in a terrible looking condition. So just something to keep in mind if that bothers you. That doesn't mean it will affect the performance or anything like that. If I were to compare the size of this 25mm with the closest thing that I own, which is a 23mm, you would see that the difference is just a little. The Sigma is larger than the Viltrox. In terms of weight, the Sigma is heavier too. Yes, there's a 1.4 lens. This is a 1.7 lens. Not so much difference, but if the Sigma was this size, it would be a better thing. You see what I'm saying? So the Viltrox being this size is actually very good. Wait, I have a TT Artisan. Hold on. I'm back now. While I was just talking, I realized that I've got a TT Artisan 23mm 1.8 that I reviewed on this channel a few weeks ago. And I think this skipped my mind because I have used this so much. This has just been on my camera the whole time. So size-wise, these two lenses are almost identical. So if size is a problem, this wouldn't be a reason to pick one over one. But when it comes to performance, the Viltrox far outweighs or outperforms the TT Artisan. I'm not saying the TT Artisan is terrible, but this Viltrox 25mm doesn't even feel like a lens that is inexpensive. Yes, the TT Artisan costs less money than the Viltrox, but that's for good reason. The Viltrox lens is sharper, the autofocus is more precise, it just moves and focuses. The TT Artisan has like a step system where if you're trying to focus on a subject, it goes 1, 2, 3, and then the focus clicks. Whereas the Viltrox is gonna snap on the subject like, and just go on there. I'm not trying to do autofocus tests, I hate them stuff. But in the real world, you're not gonna notice any complaints or have any issues with the Viltrox 25mm 1.7. So with this being an autofocus lens, it does have a manual focus ring. You can use this if you switch your lens or camera settings to manual focus. The focus ring is smooth, it feels good. I don't use manual focus on autofocus camera lenses. The only time I use manual focus is when I'm shooting on my Samyang Cine Primes. So for this, I have not used this in manual focus mode because I don't use it. I make YouTube videos like this and I record other people. So if I'm behind the camera, I can always touch to focus. It works for me. If you need it for manual focus purposes, I believe it will be a good purchase too, because the focus ring feels nice. It's not clicky, it doesn't wobble. It's very smooth. It's almost like it's lubricated. And with low light performance, obviously it's a 1.7 lens. So when you open the aperture as wide as 1.7, you will get enough light to shoot whatever it is that you want. If it's the middle of the night, if it's pitch black, maybe you'll need a flash. But 1.7 is as good as you would ask any camera lens to be. I have a 23mm F2. What? How did I forget that again? Hold on, let me go get it. I can't believe I kept forgetting all the lenses that I own that are similar to this focal length. Now, this is the Fujifilm X-E5 with the 23mm f2.8 pancake lens that Fujifilm just released. Now, this is the 23mm f2 lens by Fujifilm. So on this side is the 25mm Viltrox 1.7. So what that means is right here I've got 4 lenses of very similar focal length for one camera mount, and on the other hand I've got one more lens of the same focal length for a Sony camera. So if I add this now, if I were to rank all these lenses in order of preference, I would say my number 1 pick would be the Sigma 23, followed by Fujifilm 23 f2, followed by the Fujifilm 23 f2.8, then the Viltrox 25 f1.7. The only reason why the 23 f2.8 comes before this is because this is a pancake lens and this is more of a normal lens. So if I had to pick one out of these two, I'll pick the slimmest one because it'll be able to follow me everywhere, fit into any box and all of those things. If you're thinking about what you can shoot with this lens, I'll say you can shoot anything with this lens. 25mm focal length can shoot portraits. You need to come closer to your subject if you're trying to take half frames. If you're trying to take a wide angle of houses, cars, you can do it with a 25mm. If you're trying to take travel photos, 25mm works. YouTube videos, 25mm works. Product photography, 25mm will still work because it's close to a 40mm in full frame terms. Technically a 37.5, but like I said, close to a 40. And the only thing that I have a problem with when it comes to this Viltrox lens is that the Viltrox lens does not handle glare very well, just like the 35mm 1.7. If you're taking pictures or making a video and there's a direct source of light coming into the lens, so in this case I am looking at the camera and there's a sun right behind me, I'll put a reflector to the side to bounce the sunlight back on my face. There might be some significant lens glare in this case. If I'm using an ND filter on the camera right now, I cannot use the lens hood. So you want to use the lens hood, especially when you're shooting in controlled light environments. Do not let the light come into the lens directly. Also, if you can put the light source behind you, you get less flares, not flares, glare, right? Because the glare causes ghosting, makes the image look washed out. And as a result of that, the contrast of the image gets affected. When you're shooting with something like the Fujifilm 23mm or the Sigma 23mm for E-mounts, the contrast remains intact. These are very high contrast lenses. The Viltrox contrast will be okay. It will be good if, like I said, the light source is not coming into the camera itself or the lens or the camera. So if you're able to strategically frame your shots and avoid sunlight coming in or maybe your key light coming in, you have nothing to worry about. That's the only thing I can say is a major or significant difference. When it comes to the background blur, the way the 25mm and the 35mm Viltrox, matter of fact, all the Viltrox Air series, they look very similar, very alike. The way they produce the background blur is something that I really love. It gives me a vintage lens feel. You know, them swirly background where you have a spiral blur type of feel to it. I really like the way the bokeh looks. Matter of fact, I prefer the way the bokeh on the Viltrox is compared to my Sigma. I think the Sigma lenses are very clinical. They're just too good. They're too clean, too sharp, if that's something anyone should complain about. But Sigma lenses are too sharp. It gets boring sometimes. The Viltrox lens has character to it, so I really like this 25mm 1.7 by Viltrox. Would I buy this? Hell yeah. Matter of fact, when I send this back to Viltrox, I will arrange to buy one myself using my discount code 8notes15. That way I get a discount from it, but you only get this when you buy from the Viltrox UK website. So Viltrox UK, I'll put a website on the screen right now. Go there, use the code 8notes15, get 15% off of the price. Like I said, it's £230, so you get 15% off of that. It will be what? It's gonna be £195.50. So yeah, go ahead and do that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll buy this lens. I really like it for my Fujifilm X-M5. I like it for the wider aperture compared to my 23mm f2. And I will also get the 56mm. I hope I lay my hands on the 56mm very soon. That's a portrait king. I'll make another video to let you know what the 56mm is like. I've made a review video about the Fujifilm X-E5 with the new 23mm 2.8 pancake. If you want to see that video, click on this video right here and it'll take you there. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Do you have this lens? Will you use it? Would you buy it? Or are there any alternatives I should check out? I think that's it pretty much. I'll see you again on the next one. Have a nice day.